I think one of the things that we really have in common and we don't think about enough is her and I both really love the romance of F&B.
Right.
You'll never see pictures of it.
Yes.
Oh, phones are not allowed?
I mean, you can take your phone, but we'll just put a sticker on your camera. The whole process has taught me not to have anxiety from day one.
You know, when Kinoya opened, I felt like I had to really defend my vision. Yeah, I feel less defensive these days.
Happy New Year! Welcome back to Nourish by Spinneys, an award-winning show where we bring you conversations to inspire you to eat well and live well. I'm Devina Divecha.
And I'm Tiffany Eslick. Today, we're continuing our conversations with leading players in the food community, from farmers to foodies and health and well-being experts. It's all about engaging conversations and fresh ideas. Where are we off to today?
We're at the gorgeous Tezukuri, which is the brainchild of Kinoya's Neha Mishra and Atelier House Hospitality, the CEO of which is Panchali Mahendra, and they're the team behind the likes of Levin Woodfire and Mahala.
First of all, what a powerhouse duo to join forces. It's incredible. When I first heard about it, I was so excited. Following Neha's journey, I remember desperately trying to get a seat at her supper club when it was so hard to get a booking.
I could never make it.
I got in once and it was honestly the best ramen I've ever had in Dubai. It was incredible. And then, to see her open Kinoya and to see that go to Harrods, it's fantastic. So it's great to see what her next step will be. I like Kinoya. It's close to one of my very close friends' houses and she loves to go there. So she's always suggesting that we do that. What about you?
I actually never got to try the supper club, but I did go to the restaurant. And like you, I think it's amazing that, she's been able to expand internationally as well. We love to see a Dubai success story. And, I think as two women hosting the show, we like to see women succeed as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely excited that both her and Panchali have come together for this project. And it was lovely because the way they both play off each other and their energy with each other, it's amazing.
Oh, great. I can imagine.
But let's start out with hearing about how these two powerhouses actually got together.
I think our friendship started, I would say, in 2018, the first time when I went to her supper club. I mean, apart from the fact that it was an outstanding meal. And I don't know why I was carrying my business card and I left it at her place. And it's like,
hospitality entrepreneur problems.
Call me. And I slid into her house with my card. But I think that day as an Indian woman and seeing another Indian woman, work hard and fight hard and put up a fabulous table of food, which was the hardest place to get into at that point of time. And a friend of mine gave me as a birthday gift.
Oh, wow.
I was really proud of her in a small little essence. And there was this quirkiness and smartness and intelligence about her, and her EQ was, I could figure it out. You know a person when you meet them the first time, the way she handled everything else. And I knew, I hope we are friends one day. And I think we kept in touch. And lo and behold, after a few months, I come to know that she's opening Kinoya. And I was so happy for her. I reached out and we always kept in touch.
Yeah. And like all things good and real, it took its time. We were observing each other from afar. We knew each other from the industry, and there was a lot of mutual respect.
Yeah.
And, that's always a good foundation for a friendship. There was mutual respect. I loved what she was doing. She was, I remember there was Mahala, and then straight after that, 11 Woodfire, which was huge. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
It was one of those, one of those incredible restaurants in the making, and it became an incredible restaurant. But I was watching this person do these things as a woman in the industry, really making big moves, but doing it with a lot of tenacity, a lot of perseverance and perfection. Yeah. And I just admired her, and we became very good friends, and we would, become like, I think over the years, it became like each other's counsel. So something would happen and I would touch base with her. And that's how those very frequent calls started happening, because it was your friend to kind of touch base with in an industry where you need to find your people.
Yeah.
And we did. We found that first, and there was trust built on that. And, enough time had passed for us to feel really comfortable in that and confident in that relationship.
Yeah.
So then it felt like, well, why shouldn't the next progression be men get into businesses all the time, when they're friends. And we felt that with our backgrounds, 100% we should be doing that too.
So what does the word Tezukuri mean?
Means handmade.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's obviously something that both of you are very passionate about making things from scratch. And
yeah, I mean, there was a duality to it in this particular case. One is, of course, I'm very process driven. Panchali is same, very technique driven. But also this was a hand roll centered, tamaki centered restaurant concept. So handmade really fit. But again, it fit metaphorically as well as quite literally for what we were doing as well.
Yeah, love that.
But you shared the other day the process and behind the scenes on your social media. And it was funny because we had a different name, and you still have the sketch that we were sitting and sketching and doing the logo for it. It was
she's a doodler. There's a lot of sketches from this last year and a half, and it'd be funny because Panchali would be like, we'd be having a serious conversation. And, you know, she'd have a sketch. and I kind of kept a lot of them.
And going back to kind of the handmade and doing things from scratch, you know, one of the things I did try when I was here last was your gari, your ginger gari. I love that. Like, let's talk a little bit more about those in terms of like the ingredients or the things that you do in the kitchen that are so central to your vision as well.
I think in a city where it's, you know, where it's evolving and growing so much and people are doing so much in terms of what's offered in, you know, concepts and restaurants, how do you stand out? And I think you can only tell a story the way that is real to you, is most honest to you. And I think my way of saying this part of the food journey was what, like, in a city where many people are doing tamakis, how are we doing it differently? And somebody said it yesterday, what's the innovation if it's just rice and nori? And although I understand that sentiment, I disagree because I think there's many ways to do one thing.
Yeah.
And for us, because it's such few elements to something that is, you know, the center of this concept, which is tamaki, it was really important that every single one of those elements was really, really well researched, thought through, and then executed. So the rice research went in more than a year.
Wow, okay.
100%. I mean, before the team was formed, well, the moment we knew we were doing this, and in fact, maybe the reverse engineering is that the rice began even before the location was. The moment we knew we were going to do this. And, you know, whereas Kinoya is centered around ramen, this is a rice restaurant and it's the foundation of it. And there's something really humble about that because it's, you know, it's done with a lot of elevation, but we wanted to source the best rice cooked in the most immaculate, precise way, with the best sourcing, paired with the best nori, and then combined with the most incredible fish we could find and the best way to present it. So, you know, when you have this dish in front of you, it's the most purest form of a tamaki. We're not doing it with the sauces and the relishes and the, you know,
like the extra trappings and
there's maximalist way of doing this, and we're doing it in a very, very muted, minimalist, purest way. The rest of the menu is a little bit more playful because we do want to draw that element as well. But the whole menu is extremely process led. And the reason we were able to also do this is because this is a 44-seater. There was room to do, you know, less is more. We could have more finesse. We could have more refinement because we weren't just trying to do numbers all day, you know. So some things were possible because of that. And also, again, having a great partner who understood the vision to say she understood it, she liked it as well. If she wanted a saucy, full of relish tamaki, we wouldn't have been able to.
It wouldn't have worked.
No, it wouldn't have worked. We both wanted the same thing. She could, you know, we would present her with beautiful fish. We don't have regular things like hotate and hamachi here. We have different fish here. And every time we presented it to Panchali to taste, she was blown away. She understood. So it was really nice because it does cater to a discerning palate, Tezukuri. And we want that. We like that. We're not afraid of the fact that maybe people will say, oh, it's not like the other one. That's okay. We're not trying to be the other one.
And do you guys have any favorite dishes on the menu? Like, if
she definitely does.
Okay, Panchali, let's
go. The whole menu. I think in the tamakis, of course, the toro. I think I'm probably eating half of it every day. Food cost is going to be really high. And I love the nodagul. That was my first thing and my only thing that I said that, you know, this black throat sea barge is one of my favorite fish. It needs to be on the menu and they made it happen. So that's the no-brainer. The yuzu tomorrow is just beautiful, just a floral outburst of flavors in the mouth. The chicken karaage, it's fun, it's playful, and I think it's super delicious. And there's something for everybody from a 5-year-old to a 50-year-old. Oh, actually what I've been loving is the beef kushikatsu.
Yeah.
What a brilliant little dish. Like, you have the smokiness from the whole kushiyaki version to it, and then the katsu, the crunch to it, and then radish to just.
Oh, my mouth is watering now. Well, we're in the restaurant
in here,
so we can try that.
Let's go. So yeah, these are some of my top dishes, and anybody who is listening to this should definitely order these.
It's definitely on my to-order list for sure.
After this, it's happening.
And I think we're also working on, when you work in the Japanese landscape, the seasonal aspect is so fun.
Yes.
Already for, the season, we're getting the new fish coming in. This is where it's exciting for me because the offering is great for customers as well. But we get to keep teaching ourselves more and more about the Japanese culinary discipline as well, with all the different fish and all the ways in which we can play with it and offer it and put it on our menus. So it's a ever changing, ever growing evolution.
Yeah, and I think with that, from the time for you, for example, you started the supper club, then you had Kinoya, and you're growing like that. There's been a lot of evolution, change, and learning, and you've got Panchali, all these amazing restaurants. You started from say one, and now you've grown to these amazing award-winning spaces. So I think for both of you, I'd like to know what has maybe been a change or an evolution or learning to the process of building Tezukuri.
I was thinking about this yesterday, and for me, it's the need to defend what I'm doing. I feel like I used to do that with a lot. When Kinoya opened, I felt like I had to really defend my vision.
Right.
Because it was like, well, this is what I'm trying to do. And, every time somebody had something to say about it, with Tezukuri, I feel like the growth shows that we're very confident in what we've produced.
Yeah.
And if it's for the most part, 90% of people who walked in have fully understood it.
Yeah.
But for a very small percentage who feel like maybe they didn't understand it, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's what years of experience give you, is that that it's quite confidence in knowing that we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I feel less defensive these days.
The place to be.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. What about you, Panchali?
I think, after a long time, Tezikuri has been a safe space in terms of concept that we've done, because I think in the last 4 or 5 years, we've taken a higher risk in terms of doing cuisines and concepts, whether it's an India or a Sobotameni with Franco-American or a wood-fire immersive restaurant. So by now, I think I have learned to be a bit more patient, and I'm learning through her eyes and her confidence too.
Yeah.
Have a lot more, I'm a lot more relaxed, I think, because I know this is a kind of cuisine that everybody loves and is in the top 3. The whole process has taught me not to have anxiety from day one.
Yeah.
I used to have it, will it work, will it not work? And now it's more like, it's fine, it'll have its own path.
Yeah.
We'll figure things out. And like I said, with age, that maturity, that relaxed and the more calm approach to life happens.
So, yeah. Like life works out.
I mean, look at this restaurant at Zen. So I walk in here, I'm like, all right,
they're calm.
It's all good. It's a great product that we've made. And I think it's also the years of, when you've done a great restaurant, you've already collected a massive database. And then you open another restaurant, you're like, people already know and follow. And I think this is what I'm sure she feels in the same way, that we have collected our data, our patronage, our support. 23 years of my life, and 10 years of her being in the industry. So every year with every project, you become a bit more confident, as she said, because then you know that you have a lot of people behind you to now keep supporting and liking your work. So that gives you one step closer to feeling a bit more, successful than the last one.
I think also that's why this partnership worked really beautifully at this point in our lives as well. We just had we grew up and are within ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Like the ego drops, and you're like, we're here. Your objectives are very clear. You're happy to give credit where credit's due. You're very defined in what you're trying to achieve. So all these things, I think there's a lot to be said about it.
Yeah.
Even 6 years ago when I opened Kinoya, there was a lot of uncertainty, you know, and that plays up. But now you kind of, you know, you've done this enough times to know it's okay. You know, if you do something good, you do it with good people and your product makes sense, there's a good chance you'll be okay.
Yeah. And, you know, you've touched on something that we've spoken about it before as well, but this industry does skew male. So it's really nice. 3 women sitting around a table having a chat. Love that. But so in an industry like that, what has that experience been for both of you as women kind of leading the charge, successful even before this restaurant? This is, you know, not your first rodeo. What has that experience been for you through this process?
I think one of the reasons, and, you know, rightly pointed out by her, our friendship or partnership a little bit stronger during the course of the last few years is because there are very few dime a dozen women in this industry. And at a certain level, as restaurateurs, as entrepreneurs, as chefs. So when you meet somebody, you're able to, you know, kind of identify the same issues and concerns. And it's nice to have that sort of, you know, club where you can share your ups and downs and what you're going through. Because I think sometimes only a woman can understand the other one, what they're personally going through. And I think during that course, I found her, and, you know, we also have 2-3 other very strong women in the industry who we have found a great friendship with.
Absolutely.
So that helps you also slide through the whole process a bit easier. And understand that, if I'm having this issue, I'm not the only person. Somebody else is going through that.
And it's just different because women go into leadership with nurturing, right? And I think we didn't have to explain that part to each other from the jump. We knew that we there was empathy in you know, in what we were in each other's lives as well. So whatever was going on, she understood. Like, I have kids, and, you know, we have busy lives, and it was just understood that the support was there, and it's beautiful because, you know, as great as male partners can be, and I, you know, I've worked with many men. You know, our restaurants are full of male team members. I think what women bring is that understanding of, like, how big life can be and how much support we require from each other. And women do lead with, you know, a lot more nurturing. And I think it was just beautiful. There was this feminine energy to the whole project, but of course, still very astute and very business savvy. It was just the right balance of bold and soft.
And you did work with a lot of women, you know, apart from yourselves for this project as well.
It just so happened. I mean, the designer for this restaurant is a woman. The operations team were women.
Branding is women. The fit out contractor, the owner is a woman.
Love that.
It just kept happening. We were just kind of, you know, I think it was that manifestation that just turned into a whole team
and just
people.
Like supporting others as well in the industry
to attracting the tribes.
Oh, I love that. But how has your working dynamic been, by the way, since like actually starting the project together, working together? Has it been a smooth ride for the two of you, you know, going from being just friends to also
100%.
You know, I don't even know if we're friends anymore, because this is how we kept talking. We become business partners.
Yes, we really have.
We've had that friendship and that sisterhood where we would just talk about life, right?
And
now she's like, I know what you're calling me for. This is broken. This is not working. What has happened? Can you do this?
And it's funny because we still speak 20 times a day. We speak more now. But the shape of your relationship changes a little bit. But it's stronger in a way. And I think going back to how was it as a pro, it was amazing. I know people can say that to put on a front, but honestly, incredible. Like, the best partner.
Thank you. Same, vice versa. But I think this is something, and we both put it on the table as, you know, 40-something-year-old women. We were, you know, going after something totally different. We were not going after the fame part of the business anymore. We both understood what was on the table, and this was a very financial decision. But come what may, we said we will logic things out and always put our friendship ahead of the business right now. So even if we feel something is odd between and we need to speak, let's speak this out and never ever lose, because it's tough at this age to find, you know, true friendships and business partners and sisters and all of those things. So it was special.
And there's emotional intelligence to women as well, right? So we can pick up on like sensors if she ever felt that, not that happened, but we could very easily pick up on, do we need to address something? And then it would be addressed straight away. And I always think that great partnerships are not about how much you get along, it's how you conflict resolve. And you know, it became a joke in the end because somebody could, like the designer could send us both separately a panel of like colors or whatever. And we would independently choose the same thing.
Love that.
And it became like, oh wow, that I can't believe that we chose.
That is,
so that's,
you're
there was
definitely
alignment.
aligned. Yeah,
there was
yeah.
alignment.
Yeah, it was important for me, jokingly to be very aligned because I didn't want to have another chef getting angry at me because a lot of people were like, let's see how this partnership works out. So, I've been on the radar for some time. So I was like, I have to make this one work.
Yeah, and she didn't, it's not even like she was trying, she was just being herself. And I think it was also really important to correct that, to say, no, that is a great partner. That is a very logical, rational person to work with.
Yeah.
Women get labeled with a lot of things like, she's just whatever, all the time. This happens.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah, but that's why other women need to be there to correct it no, this was a perfectly rational working relationship.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I guess, double standards that women have to deal with.
It doesn't
men are tough, women are crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's another episode of another book.
Yes, there should be.
Watch this space. And we're obviously currently sitting in the restaurant area. You said it's a 44-seater. There's also kind of like the chef's counter over there where, amazing, I guess, to watch the chefs actually prepare your, rolls for you and so on. But there's a hidden space in the restaurant as well. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I quit consuming alcoholic beverages 3 years back.
Okay, 3.5 years.
3.5 years back. So both of us are in our teetotaler era of living. And I loved colorful beverages. But the whole aspect of still being able to have a space to see people enjoy, martinis and music and her love for music and vinyls was something that we both thought about. And we said, we have a very small space. And I'll let you go more into the detail. But we knew one thing for sure, that we wanted something very small, like a true Tokyo-style bar kissa or listening room, which just makes us happy.
Yeah.
And just to see people being happy in there would make us happy.
Right.
So, and I've always for the longest time wanted to do a speakeasy bar.
Okay.
In India or in New York or in here.
Yeah.
And we had the time and the space and the location. So we said, mind. Now, I personally think it's a true speakeasy, but
no, 100%.
What did you want to do this?
That speakeasy. I mean, I think there was a gap in the market for something really intimate, like a real Tokyo style speakeasy where you go in and records are playing and a great cocktail is being made. It's a martini bar because I'm a big fan of do one thing and do it really right. And I remember, somebody from our team saying, really, you want to do a martini bar? It's one of the hardest things to, get right. But that's what we really wanted to do. This is a bit of a segue, but I was watching Casablanca the other day and I realized that I thought about Panchali and I think one of the things that we really have in common and we don't think about enough is her and I both really love the romance of F&B.
Right, okay.
We both I know that if I see a great bar and if I'm talking about something in New York, like whether it's a period, in dining scene, she will totally understand it. And I think we love it, and that taps back into the fact that we are both teetotal.
Yeah.
But we love being the facilitators for this immersive experience. We love drawing people into a room and going, isn't this the joy, right? Like to see people have a great night. I think we love living vicariously because if you actually are in F&B, you're not really you're not in the moment of you're not doing it for yourself. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You're just an observer.
Yeah.
But I think you have to love it enough for other people to have that experience.
Yeah.
And I think we both love that. And we realized that, as you get older as well, in your 40s, I struggle to find places that have that refinement, that slightly catering to a more mature audience. Yeah, where people are there for the music, where they will have one beautiful drink.
Yeah.
She talks about Panchali's always talked about the beautiful wine kind of cellar they had at Maria, and she speaks of it so fondly. So there's always been that love for really the finer way to dine, right?
Yeah.
And there is that element of this here. It's not it might be a bit lost on people in their 20s, but I think a little bit older, they definitely want to sit there. And I think it's great we wanted people to be able to enjoy it if they were solo and meet other strangers in that room, or if they were a couple and they were on a date night. So, it's I think great operators create spaces for other people to enjoy that they can see them in. And that's what it was.
Love that.
And just to add to that, you'll never see pictures of it.
Yes.
Oh, phones are not allowed?
Phones are not allowed.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, you can take your phone, but we'll just put a sticker on your camera. So you can never be able to be able to see the visuals of the restaurant.
You have to be here to be experienced.
Love that.
10-seater. Max 12 people can fit in there.
Nice.
It's dark. It's beautiful. It's got mahogany wood flooring and this old, what's this, mid-century modern, but dark, moody, and after dark hours. So just giving it. It's
beautiful. And there's like a lot of personal touches in there. We've spent a lot of time in there. Yep. Before Tezukuri opened, a lot of our decompression would happen in there. Yeah. Yes.
You have taken a peek.
I have been in there, yes.
Yes.
What do you think?
I like it. It's very comfy.
Yeah.
It's very like, oh, this is a Zen space. Even more Zen than here, which is weird because the space is already Zen.
By the way, I don't know, I mean, on the record, off the record, it also has kind of become a space where, I don't know, people are really opening up to us.
It's like a little coven.
Yeah, it is.
It is. People are really feel like they can bear their, soul a little bit in there.
Yeah, and it's been coming on very naturally.
Wait, did you say this was all off the record?
No.
Okay, I was just like, what? That's not a tune.
Keep it.
No.
So it's very strange. And these are not conversations over, drink something. It's just like people
having a real chat.
But I think it's that phone element of it. The minute you tell people that, we're not using our phones here, you engage more, you have different conversation. And I also think that that's that quiet confidence, right? We've created a space where in a city or in a world where everybody wants to document everything and show what they've built and what they've made. We're just saying, just enjoy it.
Exactly.
We loved it. We didn't really have a great motive with it. It's a 10-seater. But we're also really happy for it to take a life of its own and see where it goes,
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, same.
Before we sign off for the podcast, I have to ask both of you a question. Both of you have to give me your different answers. Or maybe they're the same. I don't know. But what is it that nourishes your soul?
For a shallow answer, it would be pickleball.
You know what? That's fine. Whatever it is. Yeah.
And I think great friendships, family time, just I think the comfort of having people who love around you really nourishes my soul because that gives you so much comfort and like this industry is hard.
Yeah.
It is one of the hardest. I mean, I haven't worked in any other industry, so I wouldn't know. But for me, what nourishes my soul is going to be pickleball because it is really helping me.
That's right.
Just, physically identify, but emotionally, I think it's the people around me who I love and they love me back. And the conversations are very soul cleansing.
Yeah.
And that's nourished.
Oh, I love that. What about you, Neha?
God, freedom of time. Just I'm slow these days. I like slow starts.
Yeah.
Just focusing. I mean, it's a race. It's a bit of a race, and you do get to this point where you're like, actually, I'd like to just enjoy the things now. So I think friends and family and a walk, reading my book, having a nice meal, being able to cook something.
Yeah,
that's not meant for a menu or consumed purely for the purpose of R&D, just something that's just for joy.
Oh.
May I answer that question for?
Okay, you can if you want. Go for
kids.
My kids. 100%.
Yeah.
I have
everything.
Every time, she's having the toughest day, and then every time she speaks about, Bo did this today, and Jenko did this, and Theo is like so grown up.
I'm gonna cry.
That's it. That's what
my children.
Soul just.
I don't even think there's any separation between me and my children at this point.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I mean, everything is for them. Everything. Yeah. Time with them. Priceless.
Yeah. Love that. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for inviting me into this space, both in the restaurant, in the speakeasy. Thanks.
What nourishes your soul?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm being interviewed. I would say in the vein of pickleball, for me, it would be dance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And on the non-pickleball vein, I would just say, just time, I think, to do things for myself, which I don't often get enough of. So I think when I do get that space and ability to just maybe sit down, make my own chai every morning, have a chai, like steaming cup, a book in my hand, my cat's curled up around me.
Both of you, it's right. This is the slow start just to get around.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, that's the real luxury.
Yeah, exactly. That's what luxury really is. It's not the...
What nourishes your soul?
Or you're just asking everyone in this space now.
Chirag has been next to Chirag. Why not?
That's Panchali.
Panchali
She will
wants
find
everyone
out.
to answer.
It's a very nice question. And I like seeing because it's a very soulful question. And I like answering because sometimes it tells me about the people around, what they're thinking and what makes them happy.
Yeah. Which makes you a very specific person because only you're interested in literally what everybody is thinking.
That is true.
She would I always say, if you leave her at a bus stop, she would have found out the life story of...
I can talk to
Oh
a
my God.
mosquito.